All right, y'all, we are installing a horn. It's in this box in my F87 M2. So I was driving this car, horn started sounding like a little bit of a clown car. And so I actually took it out. I'll show you guys how to do this. It's really simple. This is it. But first, a little bit of a cold start for the boys. Whoa. It's rowdy. That's even without the M Sport exhaust on. God, I love this car. It's so sick. I'm gonna let it warm up for a little bit. I'm gonna back it out just because I have our other car in the garage here, and that car is currently, I'll show you guys, it's currently disabled because in my dash, this is what it looks like. The dash, I have a digital dash. The little speaker that controls the ticking noise when you have your turn signals for left or right stopped working, and so I have to replace the little speaker. I went to Volkswagen, I said, hey, can I buy this part? Here's the part number and everything. They said, hey, we don't sell it. It's not made by Volkswagen. It's by who knows whatever manufacturer. I can't find it. And they're like, hey, the best thing that we can do is we can actually, we'll just replace the whole instrument cluster. It'll be about $2,000. I'm like, absolutely not. I'm gonna get solution oriented. I'm gonna get creative. And I found one from some Italian manufacturer. I had to pay $70 plus $40 shipping plus another $40 VAT charge, so about 150 bucks. Gets here tomorrow. I'm going to be installing that next, praying to God that that fixes the issue and I can save $2 grand, because we're actually in the process of trying to sell this car. All right, back for what you came for. Just backed up the car to the garage to give me some space to work, but my gosh, that stance looks great. I'm going to be sad with the winter months coming up to winterize this thing. So you're gonna wanna park your car, turn the steering wheel as far as it can possibly go. It's actually really simple. All we have to do is just disconnect these guys. I think there's another one, yep, another one right up here. And this will just bend backwards and you can just access the horn right there. You're just gonna get your little 8mm attachment, pop right in. I already started working on this, pretty simple, just comes right out. And you're gonna do that for this guy and this guy. All right, once those three are out, this will just simply bend back. You'll get all these little rocks. This just kind of snaps out. You'll see there's a little, whatever this thing is to help keep that fender in place. You're gonna wanna bend it around that. Obviously, if you have two hands, probably gonna be a little bit easier. There you go. So I just used one hand to kind of push the bumper a little bit to the side, and that freed up the fender liner. So if you want to be a pro, you can give yourself a little clamp tool, clamp it to the side of your wheel. When you peel back the fender liner, this is what you're going to find. This is what the horn looks like. There's two of these. This is the high frequency horn found in the passenger wheel well. And what you're going to want to start with is pulling out this sensor. Now, once you pull it out, there's this little button, right? You push down and then you just pull out. Pretty simple. Once you pull that out, before you start playing with things, you're going to want to go sound your horn. And if you're still getting that clown horn sound, then more than likely, that should confirm that this is the correct horn that you need to replace. If for some reason you do it and it goes silent, well then it's probably going to be the other horn that you're going to want to replace, which is found in the driver's side wheel well. That is going to be your low frequency horn. So again, just make sure you sound the horn and you understand which one you're working with. What we're working with here is the high frequency horn. I'll include the part number for you guys, so it's pretty simple. So when you first get in here, this is exactly what your horn's gonna look like. I just have it over the existing one. What I found was just a lot easier to do is actually if you can just unscrew this guy and obviously be very careful because that thing will go flying if you're not careful. And take off the horn. So you'll see this is the brand new one, it comes with the bracket. I just found it a lot easier. I found another YouTube video that was saying, hey, take off the bracket, at the top here, and I just found it so much easier because it's a tight space just to get rid of that little screw there, take the whole thing out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the same bracket on the new horn and take that off here momentarily and plop it back on. I'll show you guys in a second. So I'll show you before I do that what the horn currently sounds like, my little clown horn. Clown horn. All right, now that we have the new horn, what we're gonna do is separate the nut from the metal bracket. I have a 1/2 inch wrench for that. And the reason we're gonna separate the two is because again, the we're going to reuse the old metal bracket that's currently on the car from the previous horn. So just make sure that you're gentle with the metal bracket. It can be easily break, so just have one hand supporting the horn, and then you can use your other hand to pull off the nut with the wrench. All right, I employed my wife to help me record because you do need two hands for this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the new horn and we're just going to connect it to the sensor that is already in the car here. So pretty simple. You'll just notice that this one has a little tooth and there's a little divot on the new horn. So we're gonna just connect the two. So let's see what happens. Boom, it connected. I'm gonna let it dangle. I'm gonna beep quite. It's gonna be loud, but let's see. You can zoom back out. It shouldn't sound like a clown car anymore. It should sound normal. So let's see. It fixed it. Works? Was good? That's how it should sound. Huh? Like a little clown car. So anyway, can you come show this for a second? So here's what we're gonna do now. Now that we got the beep beep fixed. Can you see that in there? Perfect. So all I'm doing here is taking the horn, I'm putting it on the metal bracket. Again, the sensor is already installed, and then I'm gonna go ahead and take the washer that came with the new horn. I'm gonna put that on, and then I'm gonna take the nut that came with the new horn, and I'm going to tightly screw that back on. I'm gonna go ahead and take my wrench after this and tighten this up. And it's on. Boom. Just like that. Now I'm gonna go ahead and tighten that up. And you got yourself a horn, ladies and gentlemen. Quick tip, if you grab a 13mm socket and instead of using the wrench, it might be a little bit easier. So essentially what I did was I put that on top of the nut here and just twisted that over to the right. And as I was doing that simultaneously using my other hand, supporting the horn and just twisting that over to the left, just allowed me to really tighten it up. I think a lot more efficiently than trying to use the wrench in such a tight spot. So even when you're disassembling the old horn, might be worth playing around with a 13mm socket to try and get that done faster. All right, now that we're done with that, I'm gonna go ahead and release my clamp. And go ahead and put this back on. Now just make sure, again, these little holes, right? We're gonna have to go around the other way, just pop it back in. There'll be another one right back here. So you might have to push the bumper out slightly. Again, careful not to bend it too far. And then as you're doing that, you can just push that in. And then we'll go ahead and we'll put in these guys, which are right here. For that, we will take our 8mm. We'll get them on nice and tight. Just get these going with my hand, and then I'll go ahead and tighten them up here in a second. And just like that, we're all put back together. You saved yourself probably 500 bucks. All right, now that that's fixed, tools are put away, hands are cleaned up. Let's take this baby for a honorary new horn spin. If you guys like this video, would really appreciate a thumbs up. Please like and subscribe for more content. And with that, we will see you guys in the next one. I'm gonna go enjoy these back roads now.